Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I just had the desire to make a cool design, and the first thing that came to my head was a assassin knight. So, although this girl will sneak up and attack you from behind, she will also defend her kingdom when she gets called to do so. She might also be a triple entendre and be the princess. That hasn't been decided yet. We can think about all of that after we have finished the actual drawing. So, let's leap into this thing. As you know, I always start off with the sketch. It is my signature beginning, as it is for most artists. Initially, I was going to have her have a sword, like a really long sword to emphasize the knight aspect, but I do want her to be more of a assassin than she is a knight. Um, so I want to lean more into her being an assassin rather than a knight. Starting off, I put an arrow in her eye. The arrow isn't really meaningful at all. It's just somewhat resembling like a knife or a blade, and that's literally all my reason for doing that. And it looks pretty up close. Moving forward, I would go on to draw her outfit. Normally I would draw like a rough sketch of the entire body, but I was not capable of doing that, so I said I would start top to bottom, just for the simple fact that I didn't want to mess up the anatomy or be discouraged and feel the desire to just do something else when I really wanted to try this pose out. I would go on and to add in bits and pieces of the armor, and go on to also draw the legs, which the legs I feel as though they kind of look a little beefy, but just different body types, I suppose. Now, the armor inspiration I got, or the inspiration for the armor for this video, I actually got from a lot of different places. I was just looking up at what armor looks like for different, designs, different art, different video games, real life, fantasy, all of that good stuff. And I just came up with a random design off the top of my head with these like metal plates and this kind of pattern and all of this good stuff. And then I'll go on to draw the legs, which I think I made the legs a little too meaty or too beefy or whatever, but different body types. I would draw the shoulder pauldrons and the bracers, and I was gonna start off with the hand, but that didn't work out too well in the beginning, so I went on to the feet, which, if you know anything about me, not that much easier for me, really. And after going onto the feet, I would end up changing the design of the feet. I was gonna have this pointier toe design, kind of like greaves, but I don't know, it didn't stick with me, and I was gonna go with something rounder, but that also looked kind of goofy, kind of like Cell Max's feet in Dragon Ball Super Superhero, which I don't know why they gave him shoes. That just looks weird to me. I mean, I know why, but really, I would rather not. But I kind of gave her feet somewhat of a sock shape to it, and just put this like metal beam on top curving around her foot. I don't know if that would actually make her any quieter or any louder, but we'll say for the sake of it that it's very quiet for her. I then went on to draw her a bit of like a necklace or like a satchel with the knife holder, which I kind of got the inspiration from watching Avatar, which I watched Avatar 1 one day, and then I watched Avatar 2 this Friday. Um, and I watched Avatar 2 and in 3D and Avatar 1 just at home. And the movie Avatar 1 still holds up to this day, and Avatar 2 looks beautiful. And in the designs they have the knife like strapped around their chest, which is something I had never seen before, and I thought that was really interesting. And I went on to kind of incorporate into my idea, not exactly the same with the necklace, which might be a bit impractical because trying to sheath your blade into that thing could be a little difficult with it being unpredictable of how it moves around your chest and whatnot. And I feel like an enemy might be able to pull on it or something, but it does have like a click thing, so you can take it off whenever you want, kind of like a seatbelt. But moving forward, I was going to draw her holding a helmet because I do have a helmet for her in my design in the original sketch, but the helmet kind of looked weird not when she's not wearing it, and I felt like if I was going to give her her helmet design, then I might as well just I don't know, I just leave it in the sketch, I suppose. So I got rid of it and then I move on to the coloring. The coloring was a bit tricky for me because I didn't want her colors to be too light because that doesn't fit much of what assassins do, trying to stay, in the dark and not be seen and assassinate their prey without being seen. But at the same time, she's also a knight, and knights have very shiny armor half the time, and that doesn't really blend well with the steel glowing metal in the sunlight and the dark shadow hidden expression with the assassin, because the assassins are very close to ninjas, although the assassins are probably more likely to blend in plain sight, where the ninja is going to try to hide in the shadows and get the work done. It's very similar motives: stay hidden, attack, kill, move on. Just executed differently. Um, but I feel like this satisfies both means, although I disagree with some of the colors. I think this is the best I could have probably done. Maybe you have a better color palette for me in the comment section below. If you do, tell me, and I might just revamp it just for you, just to see what that might look like. I then move on to shading. Now, as for the actual character story or backstory or anything like that, I don't really have anything in mind. Although I do have a title for her, which is The Princess, Assassin, and Knight of Stall, which it's spelled like this. And this whole thing, I looked up the word for stealth in a different language. I want to say it was Latin. I don't remember. I looked this up like a week ago just because I had the idea in my head and I just didn't have the time to actually sit down and draw it and record it and talk about it for you guys. But I did look up a name for her. Or not, or I didn't look up a name for her. I looked up the word stealth in a different language so I could add it into her name, which it was like I don't remember off the top of my head what it was, but it was very similar to the word in English, and I just kind of added and removed some words, and I came up with stall, which I did not know how to pronounce the AE that's combined together. I never knew how to pronounce that, and I looked that up, and I learned that there are actually two different ways, but it's really just a short A, which for British or American people is actually ah, and then for British people it's like A. So, or if I'm remembering that correctly, if I'm incorrect, I apologize. So, like I said, I did all of this like a week ago, but yeah, that was pretty interesting. A short lesson by fire, in language, so that's pretty sweet. And as far as the shading I did in this video, I feel I'm trying to incorporate new shading techniques into my designs because I'm trying to get an art style that I can't put a finger on, but I'm trying to work towards it, and I want to really like it, so I'm practicing it with every video. But with all of that being said, I hope you enjoyed this drawing, and I am about to show you the finished results and give you my thoughts on it. Alright, that is it. Here she is. Um, Although I did give her a title, I didn't give her an actual name now that I think about it. I was about ready to call her, like, Sally or something. Then I was like, oh, she doesn't actually have a name. This is the princess slash knight slash assassin of Stall. I quite enjoyed making this drawing. One thing else I was able to incorporate into this drawing was this form of highlighting that I saw from a shading of a shading mod for Dragon Ball Fighters, and I was like, whoa, that looks really sweet. I wonder what that would look like in my own art. And so I just kind of added that in, and I think it looks really cool. It might give off the wrong impression, like her hair is made out of glass or something else, but hopefully people just see it as a cool way to or highlight hair, because that's what I was going for. I really like the armor. I think I kind of did the anatomy incorrectly, but hopefully it's just not too easy to tell with everything going on up there around her chest area. Um, Overall, I really like this character, and I hope you also like this character. She is, once again, as I say this in one of my, like every video, one of my more unique character designs. I would have never thought of this video idea if I wasn't so inspired by my recent content to think outside of the box for a character design. And I really enjoy the fact that I am doing this thing, these different type of videos, because it really gets me thinking about new things that I could be drawing. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any video suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below. And this has been the video. Thank you for watching.